Hi VC, it's Aaron, Mutha Alamere. Today I'm going to start my very first thread. I've never done a thread before. I've responded to threads, but I've never actually started one. And this was spurred on by a conversation I had with my good friend JC from the flip side. And so he lives in a big city, I'm in a small town, and he was saying, well, give me a list of these albums that you've been looking for, and if I run across them, I'll let you know. So I made about a page-long list. And then when I was going through them, I was like, well, I started putting a star by some of them. And I was like, well, these are the most important ones. And I said, these are almost like my SuperGrails. Like all these on the list are grails. The ones I starred are my SuperGrails, the ones that I've been looking for years. They're either really expensive or really, really hard to find, or both, usually both. And I've just been looking for them for years and years, and they're my favorite records. So I kind of came up with the term SuperGrails. I'm sure people have used it. I just have never heard it. I've heard Holy Grails, and I've got hundreds of Grails. But these are just ones that are extra special to you, that are hard to find, very expensive, and that you would just freak out if you saw. And I got a few here I'm going to show. And I just want people to either show or talk about, because you won't have them on vinyl if they're a SuperGrail to you. So either show them on another format or just talk about what they are and which ones you would like to find. And so I'm going to start off, and this is my first one here. This is Shotgun Messiah, Second Coming. Love this record. It's always been one of my favorite albums of the early 90s. And I've been looking for this on vinyl for a long time. It's always in the triple digits and hard to get, and I just have never pulled the trigger on it. But if I ever found this for under $100, I would jump all over it. This is one of my favorite albums. I love it. Their first album's good too, but that's a little easier to get, a little cheaper. But this is what I'd call a SuperGrail. Their first album would be just a regular Grail. This here is a very hard one to find. I believe it was only released in one country in Europe on the year it was released, which I believe is '92. This is I, Napoleon. Really great band. I listened to this a lot when it came out. It's got the song I Am the Idiot. It's all really good. Perfect Absolution. It's kind of it's a hard rock metal, kind of progressive at times thing. I just love this album, and I've never seen it on vinyl, never seen anyone show it on vinyl. This would be a SuperGrail to me. If I ever ran across this, I would lose it. It's a really great album, and I've never seen it on vinyl. Never seen anyone show it, nothing. Here's another one, and these next two, my good friend JC from Miami showed on one of his videos, and I about freaked out when he showed them, because they're like two of my SuperGrails. This is one here. This is Wild America from Tora Tora. Their second album. Their first album was a Grail of mine as well, but that one's easier to get. It's usually around $50, somewhere in that area, anywhere from $20 to $25 to $75. So it's reasonable. This one here, much harder to find. Their second album, I like it just as well as Surprise Attack. It's called Wild America from Tora Tora. Amazing record. The song Amnesia is one of my favorites, but every song on this is great. And he's the only one I've ever seen that actually had it on vinyl. I'm sure other people in the VC have that one though, but that's one of my SuperGrails. This one here is these next two are my biggest Grails I have. They're the two that I'm looking for, that I want the most out of any albums. And this here is Skid Row Subhuman Race, my favorite Skid Row album. I love this album all the way through. I love all their Slave to the Grind is a Grail of mine. This is a SuperGrail. This one is the one where it's like my favorite album of theirs. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. I love it. And I've never actually seen it on vinyl except for on JC's channel. When he showed it, I about spit out my drink. So, and then this last one here is one of my favorite bands. This is Hermano with Dare I Say. One of my favorite albums. And Hermano is John Garcia, one of his side bands. He's the singer from Caius. I've played some of his solo stuff on a Tipsy Tuesday. Very good artist. I love John Garcia's vocals. This band is amazing. And this album was one of my favorite albums of all time. I love it. This is just as good as anything he's ever done. And it's very hard to find and very expensive on vinyl. And this is a SuperGrail of mine. So, what I'm asking is for everybody, whoever wants to respond to this, to either tell me what your SuperGrails are, or show them like I did on a different format. But if you don't have it, just say what it is, and that's cool. So, alright, it's my first thread. If anyone wants to jump on this, that'll be cool. If not, cool. And everybody have a great day, and I will see you later.